Hello everyone, it's me from my channel. Today we are going to talk about 10 unknown facts about the city of Babylon. Make sure to watch all the way to the end because the last fact is probably not what you expected. Number 10. Who built Babylon? While it's true that the city of Babylon was located in ancient Mesopotamia, most people don't know that there were actually two different cities that bore this name. The first settlement in the area was originally built by the Sumerians, and when the Akkadians conquered the region around 2300 BC, they too claimed Babylon as their own. So while the land has always been in modern-day Iraq, the actual city was originally built by the Sumerians. No, 9. How many empires ruled Babylon? In total, 6 major civilizations built or ruled over the city of Babylon: the Sumerians, Akkadians, Babylonians, Assyrians, Persians, and lastly, the Greeks. Each one of these civilizations left its own unique mark on the city. From the massive Ishtar Gate built by Nebuchadnezzar, to the Hanging Gardens said to have been built by King Shiriyar, and the famed Tower of Babel, which is believed to be where the modern-day city of Baghdad now stands. All of these monuments and structures are just some examples of how each civilization shaped Babylon into the magnificent city we know today. No. 8. Was Babylon an empire? When most people think of Babylon, they imagine a small city with towering walls that was once home to a powerful empire. But did you know that Babylon itself wasn't technically an empire? In fact, the Babylonian Empire covered a much larger area than just the city itself. The Babylonian Empire stretched as far south as the Persian Gulf and as far north as the Taurus Mountains. At its peak, it controlled much of modern-day Iraq, Kuwait, and Turkey. No. 7. What happened to Babylon after the fall of the Roman Empire? When the Roman Empire fell in the west, it didn't have much of an effect on Babylon. In fact, the city continued to thrive for another 1,000 years after Rome fell. This was because the eastern half of the Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire, still held power over the city. The Byzantines were able to keep Babylon safe from outside invaders, and the city flourished during this time period. Number 6. Did Babylon ever recover after being sacked by the Mongols? In 1258, the Mongol army led by Hulagu Khan sacked Babylon, pillaging and destroying everything in their path. They killed anyone who got in their way and left the city in ruins. It seemed as if Babylon would never recover from such a devastating attack. However, the city did attempt to rebuild several times throughout history. It was never quite the same again. The population decreased and the economy suffered. Number 5. Why did Babylon fall? There are a few reasons why Babylon eventually fell. One of the main reasons was the rise of Islam. As Islam spread throughout the Middle East, people in Babylon converted to the new religion and began to see the old gods of Babylon as false. This caused the prosperity of the city to decline as less and less people saw value in the old ways. Additionally, Babylon was never able to fully recover from the Mongol attack in 1258. While it did attempt to rebuild, it was never the same again. The population and economy suffered and the city eventually became a ghost town. No. 4. Where is Babylon located? Most people know that Babylon was an ancient city, but many don't know exactly where it's located. Surprisingly, it's actually quite close to modern-day Baghdad, Iraq. In fact, the two cities are only about 50 miles apart. So if you're ever in the area, make sure to check out both places. You'll be amazed at what you find. No. 3. Did ancient Greek writers ever mention Babylon? Yes, ancient Greek writers mentioned Babylon many times. In fact, it was one of the most well-documented cities in the ancient world. Some of the most famous accounts of Babylon come from writers like Herodotus, who wrote about the Hanging Gardens and the Tower of Babel, and Plutarch, who wrote about the legendary founder of Babylon, Hammurabi. These stories and accounts have helped us learn so much about the history of Babylon. Without them, we would know far less about this fascinating city. Number those, how long did it take to build the Hanging Gardens of Babylon? The Hanging Gardens of Babylon are one of the most famous structures from the ancient world. But what many people do not know is that we don't even know exactly how long it took to build them. We do know that they were built sometime before 600 BC, as this is when Nebuchadnezzar II came to power, and the gardens are thought to have been built by his wife, Ammon. However, we don't know exactly when during his reign the gardens were completed. It could have taken months, years, or even decades to finish such a massive project. Number 1. How did the Tower of Babel fit into ancient Mesopotamian culture? The story of the Tower of Babel is a well-known biblical story that explains how the world became multilingual. But did you know that the Tower of Babel may have actually been based on a real place? In ancient Mesopotamian culture, the ziggurat was a massive step pyramid that served as a temple to the gods. The largest ziggurat ever built was the Etomananki, which was located in Babylon. This ziggurat was said to have had 7 levels and was dedicated to the god Marduk. It's possible that this structure is what inspired the story of the Tower of Babel. So there you have it, 10 unknown facts about the city of Babylon. Which fact surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching.